to before this. I was talking to some of my friends before this, and they were like, "Oh my god, I want to see." It's like, okay.
Okay. Are you sure?
They're gamers, but I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of curious. I don't know if they like it. They like my other show, so I'm assuming they'll like your show.
Yeah, I like your show. It's good. I listen to it. Harold likes it a lot.
Yeah. It's so funny because like you guys were some of my big motivators to get me to do podcasting in the first place.
Awesome!
So like, I mean,
That's so awesome.
you know, it's kind of surreal that I'm on your show. So you know.
Well, you know what? Are you nervous? You gonna be okay?
Yeah.
All right. Good.
He's not Mr. Nab. He'll be fine.
Or Mr. Nab. Next time we bring him on our Game of the Year show, we'll just tell him not to talk.
Oh, that's even worse.
We wouldn't do that to him. We are live, episode 138. Right now, you guys did 37 last week. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, yes, we did.
Okay. Alright. It's out there. You can go grab that link. Maybe someone actually watched this.
Maybe.
Well, that's awesome, though, that we are a motivator for your podcasting this.
Tweet it on my personal account, TweetDeck. Okay. I mean, wait.
TweetDeck is where it's at.
TweetDeck is amazing.
Yeah. It's a
Gotta love
podcaster's
TweetDeck.
best friend. I have like 5
I should get it.
podcasts. You should. You'd like it now, Nabeshin.
I bet I would.
I hate that they took it off iPhone. Fucking bastards.
Didn't even know that.
Yeah, no, they took the mobile version off of Android and iPhone because they're monsters.
For what reason exactly?
I don't know. They didn't want to support it. They wanted to like focus the desktop client from now on, which doesn't make sense. Like, I can't tweet from IrrationalPod account anymore on my phone, so that's frustrating. There are other clients out there. All right. Friday, July 19th. It is Friday, July 19th, 2013, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I'm your host, Alex O'Neill. And this week, it's me and Brian Nabeshin Jackson. How you doing, Nabeshin? How you doing?
I have terrible friends, but I'm fine.
Yeah, well, I know I'm a bad friend. Joining us this week, special guest Ryan Clark is here.
Hey guys, what's up?
How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty tired, but
Who are
I'm
you,
still
Ryan?
in.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm just the black guy in the corner. It's okay.
Yeah. See, like, Nabeshin's
Hey,
not alone
hey.
anymore.
On my corner now? God, you
I stole your corner.
The whole thing.
We're selling black guy corner real estate. Yeah, it's in high demand apparently. I am so uncomfortable. I'm outnumbered by the minorities. What do I do? No, I'm glad you're on, Ryan. Apparently this is your dream come
Get a
true.
pitchfork.
Yeah, get
Yeah,
a
it
pitchfork.
really is. I actually started podcasting because of you guys.
That's totally amazing and fantastic. I wish Scott and Evan were here to hear that, but Scott is dead apparently. And Evan's at Virginia Beach, so he doesn't care. But Ryan is from the Great Geek Debate podcast.
And another podcast I do called The Twongs. It's pretty terrible. Don't listen to it.
Okay, the Twongs. Listen to it. It's the best one.
No, don't listen. It's terrible. It's awful. Stick with
yeah,
the Great Geek Debate.
That's what I tell people about our show. I'm like, yeah, don't listen to it. It's a travesty. Like, it's ridiculous. Have you ever listened to Evan talk? No, it's awesome that we inspired you to get here. I like the Great Geek Debate. I've listened to it myself, and Harold of Cross Border Gaming, he likes it as well. So has 2 thumbs up of approval as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's something.
So it's just the 3 of us. Everyone else is dead, as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, cool. Let's talk about some stuff. So this past week in Irrational Passions news, nothing really happened. I was on Not Cross Border Gaming podcast episode 3 with Harold. It was just me and him. And we talked about some stuff. I talked about my trip to San Francisco. And that was pretty much it. Yeah, I think, did any posts go up on the site now, Shane? I'm asking you because I don't know.
No.
Yeah, right. So the most recent 2 podcasts will be out by the time you're hearing this, and hopefully you're hearing this on time. I'm really sorry, but my trip kind of threw everything in the water, and Tony not uploading podcast files also threw everything in the water. So sorry about that, guys, but well, we're getting back on a regular schedule. So let's talk about what's up, man. Ryan, how's your week been? How's the week in the life of a young child like you?
A young teenager been? It's been pretty good, more or less. 'Cause I suck at math. I am currently taking summer school, so that's fun.
I've done summer school
Always fun.
before when I was in high school. I thought it was pretty fun.
It's not as bad. You meet a lot of new people that you'll never see again, so you can be whoever you want.
Yep,
Um,
exactly. That's one of the fun parts about it. And you usually, I don't know about you, but you usually go to a school that isn't your school proper.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
same thing.
So, like, when I did it, I was just some guy. I was the guy that brought in Dunkin' Donuts every morning because I would always get coffee in the morning. So, yeah, it was fun being just some dude that you'll never see any of these people ever again. So, yeah.
It's kind of like going to there's like, oh, who are you? Like, I'm a brain surgeon or
I'm
something.
a brain surgeon. Yes, no, I didn't pretend to be a high school brain surgeon when I walked into the classroom. Yeah, no, summer school's not that bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. This year I'm doing the whole like last year when I went, because I basically go every year for math because I'm terrible at math, but not anything else, but just math. So this year when I went, I decided to play the actual smart person, actually do my work for once, and it went pretty well. Still made friends because I'm social apparently, and the usual stuff.
Yeah, being social will help you a lot.
Well,
I'm
especially
curious.
with the teacher, he's probably the one that's gonna pass me.
Yeah, it's usually nice to be able to talk to a teacher. I'm curious. Are you guys are any of you guys planning on going to any PAXs at any point soon? I know you're in Canada, so I don't know how easy that is for you.
What?
Not
You're
bad.
Canadian? I didn't know this.
I know a black Canadian, very rare.
What? It's like almost the same like a black person from the UK. It doesn't happen.
Not often.
Not often. Yeah, I was curious if you guys were planning on going to PAX or whatnot.
Actually was thinking about going to PAX East
Mm-hmm.
with my friend, because one of the friends I do the Great Geek Debate with, Spencer, he lives in Boston, so he goes there every year, and I was thinking about taking the bus ride up there from Toronto to Boston, which is going to take a really long time, but I was thinking about making the bus ride up there to go hang out with him for a few days.
Well, you know what? If you guys go to PAX East next year, hit us up. We will be there as per usual, and I would love to hang out. That'd be fun.
All right, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and yeah, I didn't know one of you guys was in Boston. That makes things easier. But yeah, being social helps PAX make fun. To use words. Yeah, cool. Anything else happening? Anything keeping your life interesting? How's that geek debate thing going?
It's been going pretty well. I mean, like, usually it's a lot of work. Like, generally, like, recently we've been picking up a lot of views. Listeners, I should say, not views. And I have no clue why. It's just starting to happen. Like, you guys starting to notice us. Another show called Nerd and Noob starting to notice us, and they're actually going to be posting our special Comic-Con episode, which I'm doing tomorrow, on their Facebook page, and it's just like it's actually blowing up a lot for some reason. And then the other podcast I talked about, the Twonks, which I said don't check out. It has a very niche group because the people I do it with are like hardcore Rooster Teeth fans. So like it's kind of the same niche as the Rooster Teeth podcast and stuff like that. So it kind of has the same listener base. So we have a small group of listeners, but it's a really tight knit group of listeners. So it's getting there. It's getting there. But yeah, that's basically it.
You guys are like you guys started pretty recently. Like you're on like episode 15 or 16 or something, right?
Yeah, now we are. But before that, we actually did a show. Me and Aaron, we did a show called FPS for the Win, and it was just basically about. It was a gaming show like similar to yours, but we lasted about 40 episodes. But we decided to stop doing it simply because of the name, because we didn't talk about any FPS on there, and it just didn't work out. So, we were getting the wrong listeners. People would be like, "Oh, this is an FPS." So
There's
we
not
just
enough
kind of
Call of Duty on there. Evan would listen and he would wait for the Call of Duty, and you just wouldn't say it. He would be so upset about that.
exactly. So because of that, we changed it to Great Geek Debate. Now we just talk about anything geek related, and it seems to be working for us.
Yeah, I mean, brought into like more or less niche, I should say, like more broad topics is the way to go.
Yeah, definitely does grow your audience a little bit more.
We're just doing it wrong, and we're gonna keep going.
Says you.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I know it's because how many hosts do you guys have? Do you have like 6? I don't know.
We have four main casts. Me, Spencer, Aaron, which we've been podcasting for about a year and a little bit now, and Tyler, which I actually met. I don't mean to take over your podcast explaining this, but
No,
I'm
curious.
I actually met
You got nothing to talk
Tyler.
about.
Exactly.
I actually met Tyler when I did the FPS for the One podcast because he had a show at the same time called FPS Freaks, believe it or not, and that show, like our show, did not last. So we became friends of that, and now he's on our show. So
Yeah.
everyone just kind of came together, and now we all do a podcast.
Yeah, listening to that show just reminds me of like early Irrational Passions days, which I guess is a good thing. You can take that as a compliment or not.
Yeah, I listened to early Irrational Passions today, so yeah, it's a comment.
That's terrifying. It's cool. You guys are young and passionate and just full of the hype.
Irrational.
Man. And irrational.
Irrational. Just say your show name.
Yeah. Just be Irrational Passions 2, the sequel podcast that's way better. No, don't do that. It's cool to listen to you guys. I really did enjoy just how kind of like familiar it felt to me as someone who started a podcast really young. So
Yeah.
there's your compliment of the week.
Yay.
You won't get another one. Cool.
Okay.
If that's all, then Nabeshin, man, how's your week been? You said something actually happened to you.
Yeah, stuff actually happened. It's look, a lot of this stuff has been happening. I finally got called back from Food Lion, and I did my job interview, and I got the job, and I start sometime. I don't know when. I'm supposed to call in to get my actual schedule. So, yeah. So hopefully, yeah, I'll be working there like pretty soon. And it's the weirdest thing when I have jobs because it's always like I don't want to leave the current job that I am because I don't know. I always feel like I'm an important person, not like I'm arrogant or something like that, but I feel like I'm someone who's always needed, and because I'm a person who likes to put myself out there and like do the extra work bullshit like that.
Yeah, I do the same thing for no
and
reason.
I don't know. Yeah. And so sometimes I think like, oh, maybe I should juggle both of them at the same time because these people need me and I can do the job at the same time. But like, after today, it's fuck it, I gotta quit. Not that it's bad, but they need you so much. You're pretty much everywhere. It's that type of thing. So but I'm the type of person who can do that because I don't know. I'd like to be reliable, and that's just how I work. Other than that, I had other stuff, and I completely forgot about it.
We saw
I don't know.
Red.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Oh, we did. Yeah, that movie's pretty good. I really like that movie.
There's a moment when an Asian person says "for my family," and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that movie was pretty fucking decent.
Yeah, it was fun. It was just fun.
Like, yeah, I have stuff to say about it, but like, it's not like I don't know. It's like it was a great thing to see for the summer. As for a person who barely goes to see movie theaters, go movie theaters. Period. Is something that is totally worth your money. Totally worth just to sit down and go see it. Because like I spent $17 for that fucking thing for going to IMAX and 3D stuff I didn't really want to pay that much for, but it was totally worth the money. And I could barely say that about movies as it is. So yeah, it's totally worth it.
Yeah. It was just that IMAX, man. Whew. I do love a good IMAX movie. Did you want to see Wolverine still? Because I'll totally go see that with you.
Actually, I do. Because funny enough, I gave it a really good review, and I didn't think too much about it until I saw that review. Like, oh my god, now I kind of want to see it now just because they said it was somewhat decent.
Yeah, after I watched the most recent trailer, which is actually a really good trailer, at first I was kind of writing it off, but now I'm like, yeah, no, this actually looks all right. I'll see this. Why not?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, cool. I had a crazy week. I wasn't here last week because I was in San Francisco partying and having a great time at IGN, but whatever.
You have stories.
I do have stories. We set aside
So, I have a question. What was that? Because I saw a lot of tweets about that, and I don't really fully understand what that was.
Okay, it's IGN. Their official PlayStation podcast is Podcast Beyond. And Podcast Beyond was celebrating 300 episodes. So they're like, hey, if you want to come to the IGN office and have like a big party, and we'll record Beyond 300, and then we'll hang out with you, then come to IGN. And I did that. And we had a fucking great time. I set aside time in the doc for like after news to talk about it, kind of like what Joe did with E3. So I'll tell some stories later, but I had a really good time.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I met a lot of really cool people, not just like people from IGN, but Beyond listeners that are really fun and really awesome. It was weird though. It was a Friday night at around 8 o'clock, at least Western time, and I was at another place. Not recording this podcast and watching another podcast get recorded, so I felt like I was cheating. So there you go. That was my feeling.
That's actually really awesome. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, it made my day. I'll say that. And I met some cool people. I made some new friends. But
so
yeah,
this is probably like your second time ever doing this, I'm assuming, because like you did this for Indus. And now you did it for Podcast Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't like they didn't do like the live podcast for Indus. But this was.
Oh, you weren't there for the third one. I mean, for the second one. Second one they did live. But,
yeah, I watched it all live, but yeah, I wasn't there for that. It was just crazy. It was just me. I was out there by myself, and I was like forging my own path, kind of.
I saw that tweet that talked about how you got hit on as soon as you got in.
It was really weird. Yeah, that's a good story. I'll tell that. That's actually. I got hit on by like 4 guys, and it was really flattering, but really weird because like I guess they're just not as upfront about hey, I'm into you on the East Coast. So it was funny. It was awesome. But yeah, then as soon as I got back,
Damien been trying so long.
Damien's been picking away at my brick wall, trying to get to my heart. As soon as I got back, I took like a 4-hour nap, and then I got up and I saw Pacific Rim with you and Greg.
Yeah.
So
how
awesome.
is that movie? I heard it's bad.
It's not bad. It's so fun.
It's fun, but it's not like there's no real story to it. It's just fun.
There is a story to it. But it doesn't waste time taking itself too seriously. It spends most of its time trying to let you have some fun with it.
Oh, okay.
Like if you think too much of it, it'll kind of get in your. It'll kind of bother you, I guess you could say. But like if you just go along for the ride, it's totally fun. Not like in a Transformers type of way, but just like in a good summer movie type of way.
Yeah, like a popcorn movie type thing. Like in the first 5 or so minutes, there's like this kind of sizzle reel exposition, where it kind of just it lays everything out for you. And if you overthink that first 5 minutes, you're probably not going to have a good time. But if you, after that 5 minutes, you're like, all right, cool. And then you just go along for the ride, it's a total blast. And then there's a late title card, which I really appreciated.
They did in the movie.
Like, I leaned over to Greg, I'm like, I love the late title card. It was like the Mass Effect 2 moment. And it was just like, oh, yeah. So... yeah, it was fun. It's just a fun movie.
Okay.
Other than that, this week, yeah, it's been about it. I hung out with Greg last night, and he got really sick, so that was that. Let's talk about some video games. Ryan, man, what you been playing?
So I've actually been playing a few things. Actually, mainly just 2. So one of the things I've been playing since I've been in summer school, I haven't really had time to pick up an Xbox controller or anything, is a little game. I'm trying to load it up here. See if I can show you quickly, but a game called Pokemon, but not just any Pokemon. It's a mod for Pokemon Ruby called Pokemon Ash Gray, and essentially what it is it's a game based off the first 50 episodes of anime in the first movie. So it's a lot of fun to play, and it's interesting because I'm actually catching up on the old anime because that's what I grew up watching. So I'm watching the old anime and playing it at the same time, so I remember a lot of stuff. And it's interesting because there are actually moments in this where you can break the game in like a certain way. Like you can take a path that never was meant to be taken. So like I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning, like one of the first episodes is where you fight AJ, I believe his name is, and he has like the Cubone. Cubone's badass and everything.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I actually recently
Yeah.
went through the first season of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. He's
Yeah,
got
but-
his gym, and he's got 99 victories, and he needs 100th to become like an official gym leader.
Yeah.
That's the Sandshrew one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because I actually played him, and then after I actually won against him, so
Oh.
then he had 99 victories and 1 loss. Like,
You broke everything, Ryan.
And then there was another instance. I forget what the second instance was, but it was basically I think it was when we went to the Pokemon University, and then she had the Cubone that cheated, and the Cubone was supposed to win, but I beat the Cubone really bad in 2 hits. So I'm just breaking the game right now.
Yeah.
And I'm taking on past that it's not supposed to be on, but
Okay.
yeah, this is it. I can't really see that. Actually, yeah, just forget this.
It's on your phone. Okay.
Yeah, it's it can be played on the computer too. It's an emulator because I have an emulator on my phone, but it works pretty well and it's really a lot of fun to play. So
Cool.
I've been playing
Like-
a lot of that.
It follows the anime. Do you like catch all the same Pokemon that Ash does?
You don't have to, but you can. I'm trying to catch all the Pokemon he does, and it's working out pretty well for me. But you do not actually have to catch all the Pokemon he does. It's pretty freeform in that way.
Like stick with like 6 of them through the entire series, and you'll be totally fine.
Yeah. Essentially, like it starts you off with
Cool.
a Pikachu, and you go to Professor Oak's place, and then you get Pikachu and all type of stuff. So, it does follow the anime, and you do get the Pokemon you're supposed to get, but you don't have them. There's no rule that says you have to use the Pokemon, so it's pretty cool. And second off, I've also been playing a lot of Minecraft because when basically my whole schedule has been on the bus playing Pokemon, going to school playing Pokemon, and then home playing Minecraft. And I've been working on a server with actually some of my friends and some of the people who I do the Tonks podcast with, and it's been going pretty well. A lot of fun. I haven't really had a lot of server play before on Minecraft, so it's my first real time playing on servers, and it's actually a lot of fun.
This is like a blast from the past. Back when early days of Irrational
congrats to
Passion.
being congrats to being the person to break our Minecraft cherry for this year, because no one has mentioned it this year so far. Because
Yeah.
we mentioned every day.
It was like early Irrational Passions days. Evan and Scott were, and then eventually Tony were like really important on this Minecraft server, MineRP. And yeah, that's funny that you bring that up. Maybe you'll stop playing it at some point too.
I probably will.
I never got into Minecraft. I just but that Minecraft Xbox One edition, guys. No, I don't care. Yeah, no, it's I just never got into it. I tried it, but
Just look at those graphics.
look
The graphics are so good. Come on.
right? I know, just other blocks.
See those textures on those blocks?
Are you like one of the people that makes like big buildings and shit? Or
I'm not elaborate. Like I make pixel art, and that's about it. Like I tweeted something a while ago. I made like a giant Mega Man that took like 12 hours, and
Awesome.
I made a tweet later. I'm just like, I spent 12 hours making a video game character in another video game. I'm just like, I need to get a life.
Welcome to Little Big Planet. Yeah. I understand. It's
Biggest waste of time.
If it makes you feel better, Tony would literally spend all of his time in Minecraft either making the Normandy from Mass Effect or Hatsune Miku pixel art.
That's ridiculous.
It's like
Normandy.
one or the other,
Did he-
Normandy or Hatsune Miku.
Did he ever finish making Normandy?
Yeah, he took me on a walkthrough of it. Like he was trying to sell me a house. It was great. It was really well done. I didn't give a shit because it was in Minecraft, but it was really well done. It was
Jesus.
the SR2. He named it the SR Minecraft, and it was really disappointing. But yeah, it was yeah, that was Compassions. Anything else you've been playing?
No, that's about it. It's just those two things because I've just been busy with school and the usual stuff.
Gotcha. Nabeshin, how about you, man?
Damn, stuff I've been playing. I recently got back into Hotline Miami again.
Yes.
Not that I got bored of it or anything like that. I just I don't know, kind of forgot about it for a while.
You put it
but,
down and
went
then
back
you kind of
into it,
forget.
and
Yeah,
yeah, pretty much. And just went back into it. Still trying to catch up my levels to where Tony is right now, because Tony's like level 9, because like he decided to play the game and he just plays it for 3 hours straight. Got to a certain point, bartered to me, and now I'm like probably like level 7. So I'm still getting through that game. But yeah, that game's still super fun.
Yeah.
That was like a great game to buy.
$10
What else?
$10.
Yeah, totally worth. Fucking that game is awesome. Yeah. Other than that, I've been playing more Grand Theft Auto for my gamer and I. It finally got to the point where it's actually enjoyable. I think I said this last week, but I'll say it again. I guess it got to the point where it's enjoyable. Pretty much got past the RPG hump, I guess you could say, of that game, the JRPG hump of that game, where it just takes freaking forever just to start up and like actually get cool shit and stuff like that. So, to just give an update where I'm at, on the 3rd island. I did the best mission, which was the bank heist one. Which, when I played it again, it's not really that great because it's just shooting and just running away. But it was still pretty easy. It's not as great as I remembered it back in the day. But yeah, those checkpoint systems are still horrible in the game. But other than that game's, yeah, they're really bad. Because when I say checkpoint system, I mean it doesn't have one. So that game's really bad about that. But yeah, but I'm totally gonna get through that game like before like at least the end of next week or something like that. But yeah, I'm actually enjoying it, and that's pretty cool. I'm really happy about that. I played a hint of Mass Effect 3 when Greg was here. He wanted to take a shower, which I didn't have any towels with, so I gave him my towels, and then I had to completely wash it afterwards. Cause like, oh my god, Greg was in here. But
fucking towel, dude. Don't even wash it. Jeez.
Burn it.
I'm kidding, Greg. You know that. But yeah, I played like a hint of Mass Effect 3. Didn't play as much as I wanted to. I have to get back to that so I can do all the DLC and get my 5 seconds of Captain Kirihei alive in that playthrough, and I'll be happy because I wanted to see that. But the game that's been taking up my time is Murder Monster Rebirth. I played the fuck out of that game. I'm like 24 hours in now. I don't know. It's crazy, but that game's fun as hell. It's like more fun than when I had it for the Wii. And I think the reason I didn't play it on my Wii that much is I guess you could say because it was the Wii or whatever. But like the controller is so much better on the Vita version, and it looks so bad. I just been playing it nonstop. And it's not like the game's like super complex or something like that. It's pretty much a one-button combat type of game. But it just looks so good and it plays so good. And it's just fun. It's just fun. I almost did like, I almost got like the second ending for Kisuke and trying to get his true ending. And I'm trying to like all the swords. I'm like probably like 10 or 12 getting all the swords, which is like 100 swords altogether. But yeah, Murder Monster Rebirth is a fantastic game.
It's a good Murder Monster story. That at Beyond 300 there was a guy that had his Vita out.
I saw that.
Yeah, there was a guy that had his Vita out that wanted to ask a question, and he was behind me, and he was playing Muramasa on it. He was standing on the counter of the break room, because I was like off camera right behind. I don't know if they cut to it or not. I haven't watched the stream yet.
No, they didn't.
But yeah, he was just standing up, like holding his Vita up as high as possible. He has like the Muramasa skin on it. And he's playing Muramasa, and he was like, oh my god, he looked like he was about to fall and break his neck. So, yeah, they called him up eventually. It's funny. It's my Muramasa experience.
Fuck that guy too. He try to bring Shuhei and try to bring him down. Like, fuck you, guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck you, Muramasa guy. Whatever it is.
I hope he doesn't lose.
Whatever. It's cool.
What else do you play?
Maybe. Other than that, I think I've been playing is pretty much just The Last of Us. I'm still in Pittsburgh, still trying to get past to the bridge. I didn't play as much as I wanted to because like
how long is The Last
I'm
of Us?
trying with Tony because Tony said, "Oh, I want to watch this game because I just want to speed through it." Like 15 hours or something, or 12 hours, I think.
It's that hot delay. It took me about 16 and a half hours to get through it in my first playthrough.
Jeez, God, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah, it's a good chunky game.
Yeah, it is. But The Last of Us, I'm still really enjoying it. But like I said, I really want to play more of it. I'm trying to like Well, I'm at the point now where I'm just like doing bits and pieces of the game, and like I'm trying for Tony to be here in the room, but like he's usually somewhere else, so I don't know. I'll probably just go on without him. But that game's still pretty cool so far. I'm enjoying it. So having troubles doing this the stealth. I think I'm not that great at stealth games. Am I not good at stealth games? I don't know. I don't think I am. I
Oh,
might
you're
be
okay.
okay, but whatever. Um, yeah, I might be okay. I'm not really sure. I can't remember if I'm good at stealth games or not. But yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. There's nothing really more I can really say about it, but yeah, I'm just enjoying it. Really, I can get through it. Hopefully,
Good.
yeah.
Good. All right. Then that's all you've been playing.
Yep.
All right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab Ethan real quick. Yeah, Nabeshin, you might want to take your video off because your delay is ridiculous.
All right.
Apparently, as I have not even checked out live stream on the YouTube yet.
Bum, 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 bum.
Sorry about that.
All right, I'm gonna get out and enter again, so hopefully rush it.
Ladies. All right. Don't worry, Ryan. This all gets cut out of the podcast.
All right, good to know.
I'm not gonna put this in and make you look like a fool. What is he doing? What is he doing? It's
What
his
am I
fault.
doing on this show?
What are you doing? When did you want me to come on the Great Geek debate, if at all?
I haven't really decided yet. I'm probably sometime after the not PAX, the Comic Con thing. I would probably say the week after the Comic Con thing. That'll be fine. Have to work out a date to record that. I'm not sure if you're free on like Saturdays or anything.
Saturdays is fine. I have no friends. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I'm usually free on Saturdays.
All right. Okay, I'll let you know more on that.
Cool. Yeah, just keep me updated. Let me see if we have any emails real quick. Oh, we do. I went out and I plugged I have like an Ethernet extender, so I can plug my Ethernet directly into the router. And my roommate saw me. He's like, I got to get Ethernet. It says hashtag. Oh, I cut out. He said to me hashtag nerd problems.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is a nerd problem though. Not
Yeah.
finding a long enough Ethernet cord.
Yeah. I have I have to extend two ones to make love together. Get that hot coupler action.
How is that working?
We have 2 net mails. Did you guys not check the net mail last week, Nabeshin?
Well, no.
Okay. All right, cool. You good, Nabeshin? You're good now?
Yep. Am I syncing up pretty good?
Yeah, you sound good.
All right.
And that's all you've been playing, Nabeshin?
Yep, that's pretty much all I've been up to. Murder Masters has been taking up my time like crazy, so yeah, that's pretty much everything I've been playing.
Cool. I'm glad you're enjoying The Last of Us. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
I have been playing video games. I got this indie game for review. It's called It'll Do, ITTLE space DEW. It's this weird Zelda-like game that is really, really good, surprisingly. It's weird. It came out on Ouya first. Don't let that fool you into thinking it's a bad game. But
Wow.
yeah, I talked to Harold about it. He's like, I have an Ouya. Oh yeah, I'll play this game. It's this weird little Zelda-like. You play a girl named Idle, and her floating fox companion with little fairy wings. His name is Tipsy. Funnily enough, he's always drinking wine. So it's just like this weird kind of self-aware, sarcastic adventure game. They're like, well, we landed on this island, so I might as well do some adventuring. And you find an item shop owner, and he's like, do some adventuring, get me this artifact, and I'll build you a raft to get off this island. And then you just go solve puzzles in this castle. That's pretty much it. And
Very straightforward game.
Yeah, and you get like 3 items. You get this thing called the Flame Sword, which is just a sword that's always on fire. No one knows why. And it just lights, it like melts ice blocks or lights things on fire if need be, or lights bombs or whatever. And then you get a teleport wand and an ice rod, and you get them like progressively over the course of about 3 hours, and then you solve puzzles in this castle, and that's it. And it's pretty short, it's pretty small, but it's really funny. It's surprisingly well written. It made me laugh a lot. It's very sarcastic and self-aware that it is just kind of like a weird Zelda-like game. And it's just really good puzzles, like really good puzzle action. It's coming to Wii U this fall, and it's coming to Steam at the end of this month. So, but you can go to it'lldogame.com, I think. Yeah, it'lldoo.com, and just
It'll do.
And yeah, it's available for Mac and PC, so it's cool. I've been playing it with an Xbox controller. Works really well. So
You're playing it on the PC, but you're using an Xbox controller.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big picture mode has been my friend. Oddly enough, it only runs at 720 as the max resolution, not 1080. But whatever. It works. It's cool. I like it. You should check it out. My review will probably be up next week, possibly this weekend. While I was in San Francisco, I had an off day, so I played The Walking Dead 400 Days, which was pretty dope.
Talk about it next week. I just bought it like today.
Okay. I like it, I'll say. But we'll talk about it next
Cool.
week. Got Brave New World, the Civ DLC. Apparently Greg talked about it at length last week.
Yep.
But I fucking love it. I finished my first Brave New World game. I got my culture victory, which it's just how I play normally, and now it's just more akin to my playstyle. It's just they just did things that balance it and improve it in general. They introduced spies and espionage in the last expansion, Gods and Kings, and now when you place a spy in an enemy's capital, you can make that spy a diplomat. So you can influence that capital to vote for you in the World Congress or the United Nations. So that's just like a nice little touch, and they have trade routes, so you can get a lot more money a lot faster, and you can also have trade routes between your cities, so you don't get money, but those cities will grow faster or have more production. So it's those are the two, that and just like the great works of art stuff are the big things. But yeah, it's just a really clever change to the game and a lot of good balancing. They added a new tech tree, which is the internet. So thumbs up.
The internet.
Has my approval. Ryan, are you a big Civ fan? I don't know what consoles or PC games or whatever you play, so
I don't know anything about you.
I have no idea who you are.
I'm just a well, I haven't played that too much. Generally, I've stick to like PC gaming right now because my Xbox is kind of dead. And anytime I get to play an Xbox, it's at my friend's house because mine's dead. So I usually just stick to PC games, and my PC's not a gaming computer, so generally I run like very simplistic sort of artsy style games usually. So
The
yeah,
indie
that's me.
fan.
I'm a big indie fan. I love indie games.
Yeah, you might like It'll Do then. I don't know if you're a Zelda fan or not.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Zelda fan.
Then you might like it. Nep posts in the comments that he wishes he could watch all of this, but he has to go to work now. I'm sorry, Mr. Nep.
Aw.
You should. Are you thinking about investing in like a gaming PC or no?
Yeah, I would definitely like to. I've discussed this a lot with like my friends and stuff like that, and I will invest in a gaming PC over a console because I feel like I'm one of those people that believe consoles have like a short lifespan in terms of graphics and stuff like that. But they can be maxed out. Like the Xbox 360, I think a great example of that is I'm not a huge COD fan. I really don't like COD actually, but like how COD started from like how COD was really crap at first, but then after it got really graphics got really good at the end. And like Halo's a prime example of that. Like Halo 3 wasn't as good as like Halo 4, which just looked amazing. Like I was one of the people who was like, is that real? Like it just looked really good. So it can be maxed out, but I mean like I would rather spend all my money in like a gaming PC where I can get cheaper games, but I have better hardware to run them. If that makes sense.
No, that's very true. That's probably smart. The smarter thing to do. I've always just been a console guy. I've always wanted to play the exclusives.
I mean, consoles are simpler because you don't have to worry about upgrading a graphics card and RAM and all that type of stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, you get more out of a gaming PC than you would a console, in my opinion.
100%. No, I'm with you. I agree 100%. Again, I like the comfort of playing on my couch as opposed to the hassle it kind of is to set up my PC to play.
I get what you mean. But I mean, like, Steam's trying to like change that now with like the big picture and everything like that, and I don't think it's ever gonna like really take over like what console has, because console has a certain space that PC gaming can't enter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it can get to that in a certain way. Like if you're playing like an artsy style game, you can play it on using an Xbox controller plugged into your PC or whatever. But I don't see people using big picture and then having a keyboard and mouse in front of their computer. Like I don't see that ever being a thing. It doesn't really make too much sense.
Yeah. I mean, like I use big picture all the time, and yeah, I just do it with the Xbox controller. So.
Yeah.
And I do love Steam. The Steam sales are fucking killing my wallet right now. So.
Is that Steam still on, or did it end?
It goes to the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
I just want it to end so I can stop feeling bad about everything.
The Steam sale is literally a time where gamers just get games they're never going to play ever.
Oh yeah, I think I bought something last night that I'm never going to fucking touch. Whatever, man. It was cheap. It was like $5. I bought Fallout New Vegas. I don't even know if I'll play that, but I have it installed now, so I'm getting closer. Yeah, it's Steam is a fiery mistress, if I may. Yeah, I've been enjoying the summer sale. All right, back. Brave New World. Yeah. I like Brave New World a lot. So if you're a Civ fan, you should play it. I feel like it's not as big an improvement as Gods and Kings, but it is very close, I'll say. It's hard to be as good as Gods and Kings because Gods and Kings was just fucking magical, the way it changed that game.
So not that big of a jump, because Greg felt like it was like a huge jump. It felt like something completely different.
It's a huge jump, and it feels very different, but not as much as Gods and Kings. Like, it is still a big fucking deal, and it's a big difference, but it's compared to Gods and Kings and how that literally changed how pretty much everything you did in that game worked. Like, Gods and Kings did a lot of rebalancing to the tech tree, and to research, and with the addition of religion, it changed a lot of early game stuff. Brave New World doesn't change that much. The biggest change in Brave New World is ideologies.
The internet.
And the internet. The ideologies and trade routes. Geek Intel says, Yo, Ryan's podcast brother here, by the way. BT
Hey,
Games.
Spencer. Hey, Spencer. What's up?
So there we go. Shout out to Spencer. But yeah, I feel like Gods and Kings was a complete rebalance, restructuring of Civ 5 from the ground up. Brave New World just adds to that changes that they already made. So, but I love it. It's fantastic. I don't think they can do that game wrong at this point. Firaxis, yeah, they're definitely probably one of my favorite developers of this generation. In console speak, at least. But yeah, other than that, I picked up Borderlands 2 in the Steam sale, and I started playing it. I really fucking like it. I don't know why, because I didn't like Borderlands 2.
So much shit about it last year.
Yeah, I know. I did not like Borderlands 1. I wanted nothing to do with Borderlands 2. Even after I pre-ordered it, I thought they might have sold me. And then when the reviews came out, it was like, guess what? It's just more Borderlands 1.
More Borderlands, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that. I feel like the way the controls feel is a lot better. It's a lot tighter, and the way the AI works and the way the movement just feels better. It feels like a better shooter, as far as mechanics go. And yeah, I just actually enjoy the way it plays as opposed to Borderlands 1. Borderlands 1 kind of felt empty, and there's a huge world with not a lot in it. But I've only played through the prologue of Borderlands 2, but there've been a lot of really cool set piece type stuff. The first boss is like this giant like gorilla like thing, and it makes like this crazy entrance. And then not too long after that, like maybe like 40 minutes later, you fight the second boss, which are these two brothers called Boom Boom, Boom and Bewm, which was clever. And it was just like they made like this big grand entrance, and it felt like it was just more set piece, more pizzazz, more presentation, and I really enjoy that. So I don't know, if you were like me and you didn't like Borderlands 1 that much, maybe you like Borderlands 2. There you go. But yeah, I'm digging it. I have all the DLC, and what sold me on it was Garnet Lee talking about it on Weekend Confirmed. Oh, you're giving me money. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, cool.
Hi, Ethan.
Nabeshin
Good
says
timing.
hi. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. 2 for 2 seem fun. Do you want to do 4 and 4? All right. It's up to you. Okay.
Talking about hookers.
We're talking about lockers, yeah. Or hookers. I heard lockers
What?
for some reason.
What?
I don't know. I hear things. Whatever. Lockers. All right. Anyway, Borderlands 2. It's pretty good. Garnet Lee was talking about it on Weekend Confirmed, and he was talking about the new Tiny Tina's, like her D&D campaign-esque thing. And as a dungeon master myself, I couldn't help but no. I won't pull that card, but yeah, it's like basically Tiny Tina is the dungeon master of this D&D campaign that you were playing as the original Borderlands 1 protagonist. And if she just says some shit, then that shit just happens. Like, you were walking, and then you were attacked by a group of angry skeletons, and then just skeletons show up, and you have to fight them. So the idea of that just got me really excited. Apparently, it's super awesome. So I got that as well, and I'm excited to play it. So I don't know. I got sold on Borderlands 2, so I'm on board. You got me, Gearbox. You got me with your hooks. So I think that wraps it up for video games, though. You guys want to take a quick break? And then we'll come
Sure.
with some
Sure.
news, and I'll talk about San Francisco and whatnot. All right, cool. We don't have a lot of news this week, but we do have NPDs, and I'm going to tell you guys some stories about San Francisco and how crazy the city of gay is. So we'll be back in just a little bit, guys. All right, I'm gonna grab a cord out of there, so I'll be right back.
I'm gonna use the bathroom really fast. I'll be back.
Yep. It's just me here. Oh.
Use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Y'all here? I don't know. Ryan's disappeared.
Oh, yeah, I was here.
Okay. Nabeshin here?
Yeah, I was here. Before we get back, she left, but like, I was actually like just chilling. Like I was on the show. I don't even know why I'm explaining it that way. It's weird. Anyways, but I was on the show, and then after, my friend is like tweeting to me, and she's just like she's saying stuff that's making me visibly laugh. So like in the middle of it, I just see myself laughing. I'm just like, oh. Thanks, Iris. Yeah.
Tweet
She's
at her
not
and be like,
watching,
what
by
the
way.
fuck? Alright, you need to stop this. I'm a professional. We're still live, just by the way. Is that why you keep taking your camera off?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Geek Intel says, what's going on and why is it quiet? I went away from the computer for a second. Oh, we're on a break.
We took a break, yeah.
Yeah, we're about to come back. We're good? Nabeshin, you good?
Sure.
Okay, cool. News in gaming. There you go, Ryan. You get to hear that firsthand.
Hey.
We didn't have that last week.
Yeah, I bet it was great. Did Greg come in and be like, let's talk about news, Miku? I don't know why I made Greg sound like that.
Something like that.
Not much news this week. Nabeshin, do you have any news? Because I only found this one story.
You put me on the spot. Goddamn it.
I know, I was going to ask you before the break, but I forgot.
Well, give me a second.
Okay, so this one thing I found, so Atlas has been in a whole heap of something. But apparently it's not going to affect what's going on. So the Atlas parent company is it's selling a subsidiary, so because it's a whole Japanese bankruptcy protection thing. But Atlas proper, Atlas USA, and Atlas in general is going to keep selling games and keep shipping games. The quote is, "Our games are still shipping on time," Atlas PR manager John Harden said. Dragon's Crown will be releasing as intended on August 6th. So, all's good. If you were worried about games getting like thrown off or anything, seems like it should all be good to go. Don't know what's going to happen in the long run, but it seems like they're going to be okay. At least from what I understand. They said their plans are unaffected, at least. But yeah, that's all the news I got, was just that one story.
Really?
Well,
I mean,
I didn't
Strider got announced.
a new Strider? What? Really?
You didn't know that?
No. I don't.
It was like yesterday, like everywhere.
I've been so fucking crazy with like personal life stuff. Jeff's gonna be happy.
Oh yeah, he was ecstatic. But yeah, it seems like Capcom is going back to what made them like really stand out this generation, like Mega Man 9, Mega Man 10, and like Bionic Commando. It seems like they're going back to that with like DuckTales and Strider now. So that's like super cool.
Yeah, I really dug the original. I only played a little bit on an emulator once, but I thought it was fun. It's just a fun game.
Yeah.
It's a hard game too.
But like other than that, nothing really stands out.
This game looks awesome too.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It looks really, really good.
Like, graphics
here's something that's really funny. They're bringing out HD version of Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, I saw this. I did see this.
But it doesn't matter because they don't have the GameCube version, which is the version that everyone played, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because that was the one with Link in it.
That's the one everybody played. That's the one everybody got, so it doesn't matter.
Because, like, who gave a shit about Spawn or Hayachi? Like, seriously. Who gave a shit? Spawn? Oh, we're the Xbox One version. I'm sorry, Xbox Original. I had to make the mistake at some point. We're the Xbox OG version. We have Spawn, you know, from, like, comics and shit. Oh, I don't care. Okay.
He's so popular, right?
Hey, he's like, everybody loves that guy. Yeah.
He has an HBO show. Everybody knows who he is. You see tits in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really a high selling point. No, I remember because me and my brothers were super hyped about that because like, holy shit, Link's in this game, and then he was broken as shit, and then everybody just played him and did the down slash, and that was the game.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. It's going to be online as well. It's going to have online multiplayer.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Giving a shit about Earthbound being on the Virtual Console for $10.
A lot of people apparently give a shit about that game. I'm a fan.
Have you ever played it?
I played Mother 3. I never played Earthbound. I played the fan
backwards.
I know, right? I played the fan translated version of Mother 3 for emulators, but I never played Earthbound.
To get your Super Smash Brothers lore. Like, who's Lucas?
Yeah.
I gotta find out.
Well, like, Lucas is awesome, and I'm like, I play this game, so I played like half of it, and I really, really liked it. I just never went back to it. And Klaus is awesome too. But whatever. Have you ever played Earthbound, Ryan? That came out when like you were a fetus, right?
Yeah. Basically. I have played it, don't remember much about it, because I played it a while ago. It was one of those games I played when I was young, and I don't remember anything about it. So I'm probably no help when it comes to this at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I've seen it being played a lot. I've touched a little bit. I know how the combat works, but yeah, it's like a really, really old school JRPG. It plays weird. Like it's the kind of thing where it's like instead of showing your characters in combat, it literally just shows the enemy, and then there are just like little menus for your characters. So it is old school. But yeah, that's cool. Good for the Earthbound people. Maybe they'll just let the fans translate Mother 3 and actually put it out for 3DS Virtual Console, but probably not. Anything else?
Other thing that's somewhat I'm interested in is Deadly Premonitions coming to PC. So I'm just curious about mods for that game.
Oh my god, mods would be crazy! What if they made that game look like it was actually from this generation?
That'd be crazy.
Oh, Ryan, do you understand what Deadly Premonition is? Do you know this magical
Yeah,
thing?
I get the joke. I get it. I get
I
it. I get what you're talking about.
The joke. That's the perfect response to that.
That is the best. Yeah, that's the best way to fucking look at it. Oh yeah, Deadly Premonition. That's a funny joke. Oh wait, it's a real thing. All right, yeah, that's
know.
that's a good way to the good way to put it. Yeah, okay. There's Deadly Premonition PC gonna happen. Other than that, it's MPDs for the month of June, as we go over every month. Apparently, Greg doesn't know about this, but we're doing it. If you didn't know what MPDs are, they're the top 10 best-selling games of the previous month, as calculated it for North America. So, from bottom to top, number 10 was Luigi's Mansion Dark
Bottom
Moon.
top, I stopped. Sorry.
God damn it! Started from the bottom, now we're here. I don't know if you know the song.
Someone had to make that joke.
I hope someone else made that joke where they're like, someone's got to say started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom. Number 10 is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the 3DS. Number 9 is Battlefield 3 for various consoles. Number 8 is Deadpool for the PS3 and 360. 7 would be Donkey Kong Country Returns. But that includes the 3DS version, so maybe that's reselling. Number 6 is Injustice Gods Among Us, which is awesome. Number 5 is NBA 2K13. 4 is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. 3 is Minecraft Xbox 360 Edition, because that came out in retail this past month. Number 2 is, yep. Number 2 is Animal Crossing New Leaf. And number 1 is The Last of Us, which is also really awesome. So apparently, also in Japan, like Animal Crossing sold like 25% more than any game in the month of June ever, or something. But that's like unrelated because that's not in North America, so MPD doesn't track that. But apparently, game sales.
Time out.
Go ahead.
Talk about Fire Emblem, goddammit. You have not talked about that game at
Fire
all.
Emblem? Okay. Rewind, guys.
That's been bothering me. That has been bothering me for weeks now.
I know. Like, when I was editing the one show, I was like, passively in the background, like, what about Fire Emblem? And, like, I didn't hear you at all. And I'm editing episode 136 right now, and Evan's like, what about my week? And all of us completely ignore him. All of us! I felt so bad. I tweeted at him, I'm like, I'm so fucking sorry. Anyway, yeah, Fire Emblem, I've been playing that too. That game is really hard. I'm playing it on hard mode, and I really have nothing to complain about, but it's really hard. It's just kicking my ass right now. It's it's difficult. I played through chapter 5 like over and over and over and over again, and I kept dying. So they have, like, in Fire Emblem Awakening, they have a secondary campaign that lets you get extra characters. And you don't have to play any of that at all, but you can, and you get extra characters and experience and whatnot. So I finally went through and I played and beat that. I beat the first chapter of that. And I went back and I beat this chapter 5 that's been giving me so much fucking trouble. I didn't even try chapter 6. I went in and I started playing the chapter 2 of the secondary campaign. So that's really been it. That game is fucking really good.
Yeah, I still want to try it out.
Like, I don't know if you've ever been a fan of Fire Emblem before.
No, I haven't.
I love Fire Emblem. I love the turn-based tactics strategy. That's why I was so excited about XCOM last year. And yeah, it's really good. It is, like, the best Fire Emblem to date by far.
Nice.
And they're having a sale. If you redeem on Nintendo Rewards or whatever, if you redeem Project X Zone and Fire Emblem... no, it's Project X Zone, or Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei 4. If you redeem that, like, both on Nintendo members, whatever, before the end of July, you get 30 eShop bucks, which is pretty cool.
Huh?
Harold did that, so it might have been X Zone and Shin Megami Tensei 4, but I don't know. Harold bought Shin Megami Tensei 4, and he has no idea what the fuck's happening in it. So, Harold from CBG Podcast, Cross Border Gaming, that's at USF H-Bomb. He can't watch this because he's on a cruise right now, but I know he'd want me to pimp him.
Oh, enjoy, man.
Yeah, he's on a Disney
Really?
cruise.
I had no idea it was actually on a cruise.
Yeah, he's on a Disney cruise with his family. So, yeah, fuck you, Harold. Anyway, NPPs.
Have you ever used internet? It's kind of a side note, but have you ever used internet on a cruise ship?
Yes, I have. It's terrible.
It's really shit. It's the worst thing ever.
It's terrible. It's almost as bad as my internet in my goddamn hotel room in San Francisco, which was
Almost as bad as the internet in my house. Whoa.
oh zing. Oh yeah, that's equally as bad. Last of Us is selling really well. Game sales total are down like 15% from last year or whatever, because everything's down. Portable games in general are down 10% from last year, which is crazy considering Animal Crossing came out. But also note that the 3 top selling games were from 3 different console exclusives: Last of Us, Animal Crossing, and Minecraft Xbox 360 edition. And the Ouya sold okay, apparently.
Okay.
The retail sales, quote, retail sales for the Ouya, not counting direct sales through Ouya.tv, were relatively light for a new console. An NPD analyst, Liam Callahan, told Joystick. So, he also says,
how are we comparing light? Like, cause
he said he continues to say this may be due to the lack of major marquee title driving consumers to seek out the console, low awareness due to Ouya being a new brand, or low inventory. Crapness, low inventory volume due to manufacturing constraints. I don't know what he means by light, but I guess if he's comparing to, like, let's say a handheld, I guess less, maybe I would say half or around there. If I were to guess, that's just me completely guessing.
So I'm like thinking it like compared to like maybe like the Wii or something like that, like how that kind of had like a soft launch, but still did okay.
Yeah, they had like a lot of good launch games too. So, um,
or sure,
or sure, yeah. I know how you feel about New Super Mario Bros.
yeah.
The apparently the overall industry brought in 593.3 million in sales of hardware, software, and accessories total, which includes Skylanders toys, in case you were wondering. And that's a 15% year-over-year decrease from the 700.6 million from last year. So there you go. Guys, video games are getting dull and boring because new consoles haven't come out. PDs are telling you. So there you go. Those are your June NPDs. Anything else? Am I missing anything? Ryan, do you have any news? Anything relevant?
Anything you care about?
I have nothing because I've been busy this week. I'm actually trying to prepare for. I don't know if Spencer's still here, but I'm trying to prepare. We're actually trying to prepare for the our Comic-Con show. So we've been looking at stuff for that, and I also do 2 podcasts now. Although the Great Geek Debate, I do that as my main show, and then after someone else, it's like the main producer of the show. I edit it, and he like figures out everything for it. So he kind of took that weight off my shoulders in that regard.
I wonder how that feels.
Yeah, it feels great.
God damn.
But I'm still kind of like on top. So if it does well, I'm like, hey, I'm the guy behind it. If it does bad, I'm like, hey, it's his fault. So yeah.
So you can throw credit or take credit. You're in a good position, my friend.
I'm in a perfect position. So yeah, because of that, I kind of did not put any news in there. I should have put some. My bad.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, there has been some Comic-Con news. I watched there was a demo of the new Zelda game. It looks amazing. I want it so bad. But regardless, yeah.
I'm curious, Ryan. What games are you looking forward to for the rest of this year? Because we already did our half a year game of the year, I guess you could say, type of thing.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. Like, this is something I'm surprised. Like, now you bring this up. This is something that has never come up on our other show. Like, we've never talked about games that we're
giving
looking forward
you free
to.
ideas, man. Come on.
As lame as it's gonna sound, I have no idea. Like besides Watch Dogs, basically that's it. Watch Dogs. That's the thing I'm looking forward to most. Obviously, like every other person who's alive and is a gamer, that's what they're looking forward to.
Very true.
But Watch Dogs. Now I'm thinking about it. Watch Dogs, GTA 5, but that's coming out shortly, anyways. So I don't really know if you can count that one. But Watch Dogs, GTA 5, and that's really about it. Kind of all the open world titles I'm really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you hyped for,
quick question.
What? Go ahead.
For Watch Dogs, is it going to be on the 360 and the one?
Yeah, it's going to be 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Wii U.
Okay, split-gen, cross-gen, straddle-gen game or whatever.
Straddle-gen.
So it's just going to be that weird mixed...
I still hate that name.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those in everywhere type games. But if I were to make a professional recommendation, I would say don't buy it on current gen consoles, which includes Wii U.
Is it going to be on the Wii U?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They showed gameplay
actually,
from that, and it looks like hot street trash.
It could be good because I mean they did show like some tablet stuff at the E3 press conference. So I mean the Wii Pad could be something.
Yeah, I mean the thing about the tablet stuff, it offloads a lot of that onto the internet. So there you go.
That's true. Well, whatever. The Wii's gonna do decent.
Hopefully. Like, that's the whole unsure thing. The Wii U could be okay, maybe, possibly. I don't know anymore.
Well, actually, one of the people who I podcast with, Tyler, he has a Wii U, and he quite enjoys it. Actually, it's kind of weird because everyone on the podcast is pretty into, like, Nintendo. Like, we kind of have the thing where we're, like, they're good. Like, they're on the side, and they're doing their own thing, and they're pretty good. Like, I'm getting a 3DS because it just, all the games on it just seem right for me, especially because I'm lately been really busy, so I can have a 3DS and do that Street Pass stuff and all that good stuff. Shouldn't have said Street Pass because it seems like I'm just getting it for Street Pass, but no, I'm not.
Hot Street Pass action, man.
Yeah. Someone on a different podcast actually mentioned that if Street Pass was in like an iPhone or something, it'd be the biggest thing in the world.
It would be easily because everyone has an iPhone or an Android or something.
Yeah,
it would be crazy. But yeah, I listened to you guys' E3 show, and you guys were very, very pleased with Nintendo showing, which is like the opposite of me. I was very disappointed. And I mean,
really?
yeah, I mean, you guys brought up good points. That all the games, this is what Harold said as well. All the games that they showed are probably gonna be really good, especially Smash Brothers. I'm just like,
they showed really solid titles, and I felt like I'm kind of going over what I said before, but I felt like the Nintendo Direct worked for them really well, because if they did a full press conference, they'd be drawing out for 1 hour and 30 minutes, and they really don't need that long to explain what they need to explain.
Mm-hmm.
So they just need that little 30-minute slot to explain what they need to explain, and I felt like that worked well for them.
It was a misstep
in many ways.
I think it was a misstep to use that to announce a whole bunch of delays, though. It was really awkward. We were like, guys, guess what? We want to make this game, but we can't right now, so it's gonna come out 3 months afterwards. But yeah, I mean, the games are probably gonna be good. It's just it's harder for me to get excited about them now, I guess. When I don't know, I feel like the other two big boys, and even like EA, Activision, and Ubisoft are all doing things that I think are marginally more exciting. But that's,
I agree.
To each his own. So
one thing I did think they did wrong, though, was definitely they didn't drop the price of the Wii U. Because I mean, they can't compete with the I keep calling it 720 because it sounds better. I don't. It's a habit.
It's because Xbox One is a stupid name.
It's stupid, but it makes sense. But I mean, yeah, the Xbone and the PS4. It's not really. They're not really going to be able to compare with that. So they need to drop the price quick before like they actually release the consoles, which I think they're going to do. They just didn't do it then.
Yeah, and that would have been a good time for them. Yeah, I think they'll drop it before November. I think they have to. So, but yeah, let's off of E3 2013. What you guys want to know about San Francisco? You want to hear this some guy hit on me story that's pretty funny. I know.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Dad Fox is watching. I hope he enjoys this. So as soon as I got to my hotel, which I'm so glad I took the right bus right after I got to the airport. Like I'm like, that one? Sure. Going south? Let's do this. So I got to Redwood City, which is where I was staying, which is about an hour by train south of San Francisco. So it was a bit of a trek to get into the city. But yeah, I get to the hotel and I was early. Like I got there at 10 a.m. I had to get to IGN by 1 o'clock, and I couldn't check in till 3. And they wouldn't hold my bag because they're apparently not a real hotel. Goddamn Good Night Inn. But the guy was like, I was like, I just trying to get into the city. He's like, is this your first time here? I'm like, yeah. He's like, wow, I really wish I had the day off. I would show you around town. And then he gave me this really weird look. And then I guess I schmoozed him up enough so that he would hold my bag for me when he wasn't supposed to. But that was good. I guess it was my attractive pink face. And I got him to hold my bag while I went into the city to see Up at Noon. So that was good. But like when I left, he offered to shake my hand. He's like, next time you're in the city, you should give me a call. I'm like, I won't. I really won't.
Did he give you a number?
No, but I know he really wanted to. I know he did. God.
Why would he say? Why would he say? Give me a call if he didn't even give you a number.
Like I think he said like hit me up or something.
Where? Facebook?
Yeah, like let me add you on Facebook, guy. It was weird. It was just weird.
Join me on Pinterest.
Join me on Pinterest. Exactly. But it was awesome. Like Thursday, I went to Up at Noon, which is Greg Miller's video game related talk show. They had Jason Mewes on, who's Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. And, yeah, it was just cool. That guy acts just like me and my friends. So, yeah, and I got to see the IGN offices briefly. If you watch that Up at Noon, I'm the guy that yells Beyond on it. I'm the only guy that did it, which was weird.
When did you do that?
I yelled it in the closer when Greg mentioned something about Beyond 300. So it was really weird. The studio is awesome, though. It's a gorgeous studio. It has like a lot of really great TVs, and it's just like well lit. It's really pretty, and the desk is just gorgeous. But like, there's the desk And then right in front of that is like the place where Brian does his thing and gets up to shenanigans, like just kind of like off to the side. And then right next to that, like with barely enough room for like a camera to cut it off, is the interview chairs. And then just like way back in the corner, like 12 foldable metal chairs, and that's where the audience goes. So it's a lot smaller than you would think. And Geek Intel says he's loving this podcast hardcore. I added the hardcore, but Spencer knows what I mean. Yeah, it was really cool. Being in the Up and In studio was totally awesome. It was it was magical, to say the least. Yeah, then on Friday I got up. Oh, there's another weird moment. I went to a Subway on Thursday. It was the only like chain restaurant I ever went to when I was in there. And I was sitting. There's like one table in the corner of the Subway, only one, and it's like really small. I'm sitting there with the doors open, the radio's playing on top of like the soda machine. I'm sitting there eating the sandwich, and then like in front of the door, like a duck walks by the door, and then it looks at me.
A duck?
Yeah, a duck in the middle of like a shopping center. Like a strip mall type shopping center, and the duck walks in front of the door, and then it looks at me, and then it keeps walking. I don't know what happened, but it was really funny.
Did it say what's quacking?
No.
Wow, that was terrible. That was terrible.
I love you, Nabeshin.
That joke.
Woo! Yeah, what's quacking, bitches? That's what the duck said to me. Oh my god!
That reminds me of that stupid headline that went global in like from my city, Toronto. It went completely global. The IKEA monkey. I'm sure like everyone in North America has at least heard of that. And basically, some lady owned a monkey who she would dress up and stuff like that, and she left it in her car, and the monkey kid got out and walked around IKEA. And it got headlines along with our mayor, who does crack. Not this crap. Well, he's crap, but he does crack too.
He does crack as well, yeah.
Yeah. So, Toronto's getting the worst headlines lately. Monkeys and IKEA and terrible mayors.
Whatever, man. IKEA monkeys sound awesome. Yeah, they did not say what's quacking. You horrible
You're so
being.
move on, Jesus Christ.
I had to say that. Yes. Hey,
Quacking. I'm still on that.
Friday, I went to the same place, no ducks this time, but I ate outside. It was so beautiful when I was over there. It was just sunny, 70 degrees, no humidity. Oh, the place is amazing. I went to like a local place, got this awesome grilled chicken salad. Yeah, then I caught the train and I went up into the city for Beyond 300 on Friday. And yeah, when I got there, yeah, it was just a bunch of people lined up outside the door. I think I was like maybe like 35th to 40th in line. And this line was about 400 people long by the end of it. I got there 2 hours before they were letting people in, maybe 2.5. Yeah, and Colin Moriarty of IGN was just kind of walking around talking to everybody, keeping everybody entertained. Yeah, he introduced himself to everybody, and yeah, it was cool just hanging out. I met 2 people in the line, one of which is now a listener. I don't know if the other guys listened yet, but Brian, who's the
Hi.
Hi, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
The other Brian.
Altano?
Why?
Oh, we're moving up.
Oh well, actually, there's a good story with that too. The Brian with a Y. He what's his Twitter handle?
Oh, those people are. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, those people. He listened to the show. He said he really liked it. So that was totally awesome.
I'm not sure if sorry to cut you off, but I'm not sure if like when someone says your show's awesome, like I always go thank you. Like I always think my show's terrible for some reason. Thanks for the compliment.
I do too. Don't worry about it. Except mine's actually horrible. No. Yeah, no, it's weird. It's weird when someone compliments the podcast you're on. It's like that was a great show, or you're awesome. I love your show. It's like okay, weird. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
And really heartwarming, but I don't know what to say now. Brian Paul, at That Would Be Dark on Twitter, no spaces. He was awesome. And yeah, he's a waiter from Boston, so good man. And Justin, who had flown in from fucking Japan, which was also awesome. And he'd been living there for 2 years. He spoke fluent Japanese. He was just a really cool guy too. Loves Persona 4. So you know what? I think he's a Chie fan for you, Nabeshin.
Yay!
So there you go.
High five.
High five over the internet.
It's the
guys.
Japanese Nancy.
There you go. It's the inner Japanese in you that loves Chie. There you go. But yeah, I met this guy named Marcel, I think, who is just some kid from Orange County, and there were just a whole bunch of people. I met so many people. I don't remember everyone's name because I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry. But it was awesome meeting people. People came up to me and asked me how to podcast again, like they did at PAX East. I'm like, how do you podcast? I'm like, I don't know! They're like, what equipment do you use? Really complicated stuff. I have a Behringer Xenix 1204 mixer. Does that make any sense to you? And he's like, no.
That makes sense to me, actually.
It's good. I'm
Good.
like, I use an MXL.
Move up in the world, kid.
You're going places, kid. I like it. You know what a Behringer Xenix 1204 mixer is. I'm like, I have a MXL condenser mic. It was $60 on Amazon. Buy that. And yeah, I tried to explain preamps to a kid, and he had no idea what the fuck I was talking about.
God.
So it was crazy. It was fun. I'm sorry I couldn't give people much help. So yeah, I was like one of the first people in. They were not like one of the first, but I was in the first couple groups. So when I got into it's the IGN break room. So when I got in there, it was just like all of my dreams were coming true in front of my eyes in reality. It was crazy. It's just like I walk in, and there's Christian Steimer, who used to work at IGN, talking to Veronica Belmont, and I'm like, well, I know those people. And then I walk into the kitchen area. And it's like I see over by the coffee machine there's Dave Fenoy talking to Troy Baker, and it's just like there was a moment where I was like, okay, voice acting, just lords of the voice acting, just kind of sitting over there. And I looked to my left, and there's Brian Miggles from Sledgehammer Games, who I know on Twitter because we tweet back and forth on occasion, and at BMigs, if you were curious. And then there's Scott Lowe, who's the executive tech editor at IGN, and Sam Claiborne, who's a guides editor or a wiki editor. It was really crazy. No Audrey Drake. I did not see Audrey Drake. No, I'm sorry. I was looking out for you. And yeah, it was crazy. Just that moment, because like I've been reading these people. I admired their work for a long time. There's that hot delay action. And it was a crazy moment.
Really? We're delayed again?
Yes, we're delayed by about 5 seconds.
Lovely.
Ryan, you and I aren't delayed, I don't think, but not from
do you want
us.
me to come back in again?
Yeah, if you want to reset your little thing.
Is the internet terrible? Sure, I'll be back.
I'll wait for you. It's fine. This is going to be a great video for those watching. This is why I suggest you listen to the podcast, because I get to cut all this crap out. Geek Intel asks, the 3DS was the best-selling console of this month and last month, and is up 10% of what it was last year, so how are portable games low? Good question.
This is why he's on the podcast. Hey.
Yeah, he's asking the tough questions. Is Nabeshin back? Yeah, he's back.
Mm-hmm.
To continue, yeah, I was hanging out in the break room area, which is where they did the podcast. And I was walking around looking for people that I know. I said hi to Ryan Clements, who I hadn't seen since PAX Prime, and I saw him at PAX East. And I said hi to Greg, who I had talked to the previous day, and and Colin and Andrew Goldfarb, and who were the hosts of the podcast, and then I saw Danny Wiesner, who does the intro and outro songs, Two-Player Co-op and The World Is Saved, to our podcast. And I saw him, I'm like, hey, Danny. And he sees me, and he recognizes me, and that was, like, awesome. And he's like, this fucking guy. He doesn't actually say that. He says this guy. He comes up, and he gives me a big hug, and he's like, we got to get a picture later, man. It's so good to actually meet you. And that was, like, really awesome because he was excited to meet me as like I was to meet him. And yeah, it was cool. Danny's awesome. He's like really, really nice. He's one of those really nice people. And me and him talked to Caleb Ainsworth, who's from Visceral Games. We had like a 20-minute conversation about how no one can pronounce last names. Although I didn't bring up the one time in Disney World that someone pronounced my last name One-Il, which is still really
Wow!
That doesn't even...
I never heard that.
Yeah, it was in Cinderella's castle in the Magic Kingdom in Disney World, which is like the main fucking attraction. They were at a restaurant and they called our name, like, can we have the One-Il family? And it was just a moment where we all looked at each other and were like, he has no fucking way they're talking about us. There's no way.
Fuck white sprinkles on the hill, man.
Yeah, right? That's what Ryan Zimpo calls me. So, yeah, One-Il family. And it's Nella Sprinkles, please.
My bad. Yeah, you're right.
So then the podcast started, and everyone, like, a lot of people that follow me were watching the live stream, and I wish I could have tweeted it out, but my phone was at, like, 25% battery, and I only had it for the rest of the day, so I try not to use my phone too much. But I took plenty of pictures. I figured that wouldn't kill my battery too much, but iOS 7 has been killing my battery.
No, it is in beta, so you know.
Yeah, like, I understand. And
it's annoying that people don't understand and they're using it and they're like, oh, it sucks, Apple dropped the ball. It's like, it's not finished, you fucking idiot. Calm down.
Yeah, it's just been frustrating because I'm trying to get like accustomed to it and because I wanted to use it before it came out because I'm like, if I wait for this to come out, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? So I wanted to have some extra time to get used to it, and it's weird. Like the worst part about it is the lower battery life, but other than that, it's pretty dope. But yeah, then the podcast started, and a whole bunch of people tweeted at me saying, I saw the back of your head.
Oh, you had your Aces High moment.
Yeah, I had my Aces High moment, which was awesome. And it was like when Shuhei Yoshida came out, because Greg went behind and got the frame to put around his head and stuff. When he came out, my head was directly in the way, which I feel really bad. But the guy with long hair whose head is in the way, that's me. I'm sorry if you watch that. I posted on.
He's the guy with no chin.
He's the guy with no chin. That kid. And the pink face, because I was so sunburnt. People tweeted at me saying, what was it? Silver PR, who is one of my avid Twitter buddies, tweeted at me saying he took like a little picture and edited it up saying, here's the back of your head, and in front of it is where I imagine Shuhei Yoshida is. So I posted an apology in the Beyond Facebook group, and the best response I get was, I thought it was part of the show. Which was great. But I got a really good picture of Greg pulling out Shuhei. When David Ballard of Naughty Dog, he came up and he gave me this signed art book for The Last of Us, which I'm holding up in the video. If you can't,
he actually gave it to you. You won it. You earned that shit, bro.
I won it. Like, he was like, "What's the name of Joel's daughter?" I'm just like, I know this. And he's like, he just pointed at me because he saw me first. And when I went up, Greg Miller was like, "Oh, this fucking Irrational Passions kid." And it was great because we got a whole bunch of people tweeting at me and IrrationalPod saying like, "Holy shit, why did he just give you guys a shout out?" I'd be like, me and G Miller go way back. Don't worry about it. I didn't actually say that. But it was really funny. And then he yelled at me that I was good for sex, and I yelled at him that I was 20 years old. It was we had a cute moment. It was funny when someone came up to me afterwards and said, "Yeah, so you're 20 years old. Like, tell me about how you started the show." I'm like, "How'd you know I was 20?" He's like, "You yelled it during the middle of the show." I'm like, "Oh yeah." Someone's knocking at my door. Hold on a second. They went away. So, I think it was just Ryan letting me know he's here. Another Ryan. So yeah, it was Zimpo. It was crazy. So after the show, we all just kind of like hung out for a while, and I'm trying to think of any specifically good stories. I didn't get a chance to say hi to Troy Baker. I do regret that.
Shame.
I know. He's a beautiful man. Jesus.
Could have signed your book, bro.
He could have signed it. Oh, that would have been awesome. Fuck. He's really tall too. He's like 6'4". He's a giant person. He did a live performance though. He sang "This Will the Circle Be Unbroken," which was great. He's a very good voice, in my opinion.
Actor.
So we hung out. I talked to Steve Butts, who's the editor-in-chief of IGN, and he was like he said like straight up to me, he's like, "You're if you were applying for a job, I'd be really impressed with you because you're well spoken, you have a good tone, you have a good vocabulary, and you clearly know your shit." And I was like, "Wow, thanks. That's awesome."
Well, that's an honor, man.
Yeah, and it was just like the legendary Steve Butts, because everyone at IGN there that I talked to about him were just like, "Yeah, that guy's the fucking man with the plan." And yeah, he gave me his card and he told me to email him, which I have since. And yeah, that's been kind of surreal. And I talked to Brian Altano. It was funny. When I walked up to him, he's like, "Oh, hi, Alex." I'm like, "How the hell do you know who I am?" He's like, "I watched all of your 10.5-minute vlog from yesterday. That's how." I'm like, "Why did you do that to yourself?" And he told me, he's like, "Yeah, no, my girlfriend was like, yeah, we're going to dinner. Let's go." He's like, "No, I have to watch this kid's vlog." He tweeted at me. He was at Up at Noon. "I want to see this." And that was just like a really crazy moment. And I said, "Well, I'm going to do one for today." He's like, "This is really crazy because I don't know if I say something to you now, if you're going to bring that up, if you do a vlog tonight, and it makes me really kind of cautious about what I should say." I'm like, "Just don't think about it." So we shared some jokes and had a good moment. Yeah, that he's really nice. Like, he comes off as like a badass motherfucker, but he's just a really nice guy. Much like most people, once you actually meet them. And, yeah, he was totally cool. I talked to Anthony Gallegos again. We went to a bar and a whole bunch of people wanted to buy me drinks, but I did not accept. I didn't want anybody to get in trouble. It was crazy. Yeah, it was a surreal moment. But if you want like the really minute by minute, I did 2 vlogs of my trip in San Francisco, which are on youtube.com/irrationalpassions, much like this video, if you'd like to watch this. And yeah, it's just me kind of giving the blow-to-blow about what it was like to go to Up at Noon and see everybody, and the weird conversations I had. I met a lot of cool Beyond listeners. Thank you to Julia, who she was nice enough to drive me home on Friday night and then drive me around the city and hang out with me pretty much all of Sunday. But she's a hardcore Beyond listener. She's been listening since episode 1, so it was crazy how, yeah, she's a committed listener. And yeah, she was really nice. She was awesome enough to drive me around and buy me a whole bunch of food, so I don't even know why. She's like, "I treat my bitches right," and I'm like, "Well, you just took away my manhood." So, yeah, cool stuff. So, I'm thinking I might put up the photos I took on the site if people want to see those. Yeah, and yeah, it was kind of fucking surreal. So, San Francisco is a great city. Do you guys have any questions? I don't know if you did, Nabeshin.
No.
Ryan, how about you? Do you want to know anything about the IGN office?
You want to know how
Is it as
awesome my trip
awesome?
is?
As it, it's funny because I said awesome the exact same time you said awesome.
Yeah,
I know.
it was a beautiful, awesome moment.
Is it as awesome as it actually appears to be?
Yeah, it's
That's
ridiculous.
the worst question ever.
They have like fucking Fallout. What is it? What are the steel
Statues,
statues? What are they called?
stand-ups,
The not the name of the
models.
statue. The people in the armor. What are they called? The Brotherhood of Steel. They have 2 Brotherhood of Steel like troopers statues, like life size. They're humongous. Just like guarding the doorway there. They have the Dragonborn statue from Skyrim. A whole bunch of really, really amazing art. Like right when you walk into the break room on the left is a canvas painted picture of someone wearing a suit and a stormtrooper helmet, and it's amazing.
Did you see the 4 pillars of awesomeness? I think it was. Maybe that's
No.
called.
No, I didn't. I saw like where it was, but I couldn't get close enough to get a good look at them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just like a ton of really awesome art all over the walls too.
That's really cool. Did you see the I know for a fact they have like a signing wall where like celebrities, well, video game celebrities and whatnot sign it. Did you see that wall?
No, I didn't. They had a Beyond wall set up that I got to sign.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. I signed it at the same time as Shuhei Yoshida. I looked over. I'm like, hey, that guy. Yeah. There's a cool Beyond wall. There's a picture of me and the 3 current members of Podcast Beyond in front of it. So, yeah, a lot of really cool people. David Ballard. I talked to him. This is a good short story. I talked to him at some point at the bar afterwards, and he's like, "Yeah, I just picked the first person I saw." I'm like, "Well, I really like The Last of Us." I mean, I said I'll tweet you my review of it, which I have since, and he liked it. And I said,
Of course, you gave it a 10.
of course he liked it, exactly. I wrote it. I gave it a 10. I mean everything. I said, well, I've played the game a couple times. I've beaten it 4 times. And he's like, well, geez. And I said, yeah, I beat it on normal plus, survivor, and survivor plus. And I've played like 20 hours of multiplayer. It's like, I picked the right fucking person. And they gave me a high five. And then he signed my book. So, and David Ballard, he did the multiplayer design levels. So, yeah, cool guy, really nice. Yeah, that's about it. I think that sums it up. You can take a break now. We'll come back. Nep sent us emails, so we'll read those and then we'll throw it out. So we'll be back in just a bit, guys.
Choo choo choo.
Choo choo choo. I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, and then we'll finish this up.
One of the people I actually podcast with, Spencer, who's in the chat. Hi, Spencer, if you're still in the chat. He's saying he really loves the show. Like, he's never actually listened to it fully before, but he's like saying he like really loves it. So I'm like, yeah, I told you it was good,
Cool.
Spencer.
Cool. Yeah, Spencer, check out some of our on our site. Like monthly, we put out like monthly passions, like just talk about the games of that month. That's really cool. We've been trying to do this Persona 4 commentary. We did up to like a certain amount of point, and we're kind of on a break right now, but we're going to get back to it eventually. We just been having some issues getting together or stuff like that, but we're just trying a whole bunch of different stuff right now. So if you like what you see, be sure to like send us emails and shit like that with more viewers.
Okay, let's wrap this baby up. Do you guys
I pimped our shit.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
He did.
Spencer likes our show.
He did.
Since people are actually watching this, apparently. Nabeshin, did you want to skip new releases real quick? I'd rather do
Pretty
that.
much with all those new releases you have down there is all I said last week.
Okay. All right. Fuck it then. No new releases. Get right to the emails. That's the good stuff. No pick and grab. I'm taking away your irrational experience, Ryan. Wow. Right. Weekly survival guide. Oh yeah, I remember that thing. What we've been playing to.
What thing?
The weekly survival guide?
I don't know.
I don't know if you even remember
I don't remember that.
that. That was the What We've Been Playing tune. I remember that. Back in the day.
I don't remember that.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but the first episode I actually watched of your show, or one of the first episodes, was the one where the audio cut out, and the way you had to like transition between audio was by using the Mario pipe noise. That's
Yeah.
like a that was like one of the first episodes I've actually watched.
Okay. Oh man, that's a while ago.
Yeah, long time listener.
Wow, much appreciated, man. We appreciate the downloads. All right, and we're back, guys. All right, we're gonna skip new releases this week because Nabeshin got that shit on lock from last week, apparently. You guys did record Sunday last week. It's true. So we're gonna go right into the mail sack, which I'll turn that up a bit. No, not that loud. Too loud. We have 2 NEP emails for this week. The first one. Hi-oh, Miss... I don't know why. I was about to say hi-oh, Mr. NEP. Hi-oh, Irrational Passions crew. This is Mr. NEP with an email for you guys. This week, I wanted to ask about your thoughts on imports. How often do you import games? And from what sites do you purchase them from? What's your experience with the service or quality of imported games? That's all I got. Mr. NEP out. I import games from Nabeshin.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Both of my Japanese games I got from you, so...
Yeah. For me, God, I used to import a lot. I don't do it anymore, though. Like, I got No More Heroes, the Japanese version of that. I have, of course, a Final Mix version of Final Mix Plus for Kingdom Hearts. I used to buy a whole bunch of Bleach games when I was back into that. Back when Bleach was actually good. Yeah, exactly. I hear Ryan Zippo in the other room saying, "Yeah, I totally agree."
You probably do, actually.
But yeah, I used to import a lot. I don't do it anymore, just because I don't know. Actually, I have no reason why. I guess it's too expensive of a process. But like usually, like what the way I used to get games is like either from anime conventions. I used to go there and usually find the game I want from there. I have friends in Japan where I usually say, "Hey, can you get this game for me?" And they'll give it to me. Martin from Red Sun Gamer, I usually talk to him most of the time when I need to get something imported. Shout out to him. Check out his podcast, Red Sun Gamer. It's really good shit. If not that, then I go to like either like PlayAsia or I get it from like eBay or something like that. But yeah, I don't do it anymore. I think the last game I imported was the shit I gave to Alex. So I guess.
Yeah. I mean, was that like technically even importing because you bought it while you were in Japan?
Well, I imported to Japan, so there you go.
There you go. Imported Nabeshin. Ryan, do you import any games?
It's funny you mention that because something I've recently imported that I got my friend to actually import for me was actually I have it right here. Hold on. Whoops,
We're doing props on this episode?
Oh, it's a video podcast, so you know. So, Game Boy right here.
Oh, man.
I like playing retro games. Yeah.
Old school Game Boy. I had a Game
So
Boy.
Rick.
Yeah.
So this right here, not sure how well you guys can see that, but this is Pokemon Green, Japanese
Green
version.
version.
I've actually
Nice.
imported this for pretty cheap. These are actually pretty cheap. If you go on like eBay or whatever, like $20, and generally if you get them from Japan, they're usually good. So I got that from Japan from my friend. My friend got it and for me, and it seemed to be pretty good. It only cost him $20. It was a pretty good import. And my friend imports a lot of other games too. Like he has this game in the box, and as well as Pokemon Yellow, the Japanese version, in the box. And the importing process was pretty good. If you generally buy it from people, if you get it from companies, it might be a little bit different. But from what I've seen for the importing process, seems to be pretty fair, more or less. And as long as you do it right and you don't buy it from Hong Kong, you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. When I was in Japan, like God, like I was so tempted to buy for my roommate Katie because she loves Donkey Kong 64. I know Alex does too.
Yeah.
But like I was there, and the game was only like about 300 yen, so that was like $3 in more or less in U.S. dollars. So I was like, man, I should just totally get this for her because she'll totally love it. But I didn't in the end. But because I got her some Totoro shit that she really loves. So yeah.
Totoro, man. That shit cray. Thank you for that email, Mr. Nip. On to the
But wait, there's more.
on to the next net mail. That was from last week. This is from this week. Hi, Irrational Passions crew. This is Mr. Neb with a new email for you guys. I'll make this one short. How many licks does it take to get to the chewy center of a Tootsie Pop? That's all I got.
1, 2, 3. 3.
3. If you're a dinosaur, like 2. I remember those old school commercials. That's all I got. Mr. Nep out. He says, P.S. The real question is, do you multicast during grinding portions of games? Basically, whenever there's some downtime, or you're doing something repetitive in game that you spend your time doing something else, such as listening to music or podcasts while leveling up, or play something else entirely while you have the controller taped so you can automatically get a travel this much distance trophy achievement. And that's all I got for real. Mr. Nep out for realsies.
I like Mr. Nep's questions.
They're awesome, right? He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Podcasts, and more podcasts when doing
Exactly.
boring shit at video games.
Yeah. I listen to podcasts, or if I'm grinding on a handheld game, like if I'm grinding fish off the island in Animal Crossing and I'm trying to get money, I watch TV. I catch up on TV.
I've been doing that too. I've been I got through all of Ed, and Eddie and Dexter's Lab from from playing portable shit on my Vita. And now I'm now I'm watching all of Billy and Mandy again. So that's awesome.
Billy Mandy's so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that it's to relate it back to Mission App. It's a great way to keep up with the anime we watch on Malicious. So, what about you, Ryan?
Generally when I'm grinding and stuff like that, I like to, it depends on what type of game I'm playing and where I'm playing it. If I'm playing an emulator, generally there's a fast forward button. I can just fast forward it usually, and I'll usually listen to music or whatever, usually podcast, and I'll just fast forward to that. If it's a console-based game and I'm grinding, generally I'm screwed, because usually I don't listen to podcasts when I'm grinding on consoles, because I feel like most of the time they're more focusing stuff they need to do on console games than catching fish in Animal Crossing, or leveling up your Pokemon in Pokemon. So generally on TV I just sit through it and I just do the whole thing. I generally think about stuff. I take notes during that time, believe it or not, for different things. And yeah, it's kind of like grinding on console is kind of like the equivalent to taking a shower for me. You get a lot of time to think. So yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. I can understand that. Like when I used to grind in Ni no Kuni, fuck man, I had to find something to do because so much grinding. Yeah. Thank you, Mission App, for the double email, and thank you as usual for listening, you avid loyal listener. You, much like Ryan here, just gonna milk that until he's just like, fucking God. So that's the show for you. You can contact us like Mr. Nepp did by sending an email to mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. That's MAIL sack@irrationalpassions.com. You can also send an email to any of us individually by putting our name in front of @irrationalpassions.com, and for Nabeshin, it's artist@irrationalpassions.com. You can follow each of us on Twitter.
Fuck Brian.
Because fuck Brian.
Gross. Never mind.
You can follow each of us on Twitter. I'm @AlFighter27. Nabeshin is @Nabeshin186. That's Nabeshin 186, all one word. And
all lowercase.
You can follow Ryan at Ryan 18
18245.
Yeah, 18245.
18245.
Is there reasoning behind that? Is that like the zip code of the house you were born in?
Essentially, my basic reason is that it was a YouTube name that when I made my YouTube channel back in 2008 when I was like a youngin'.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I just came up with. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I just kind of stuck with that. But the reason I
Was that your voice
acting? 5 years ago, man. That was my voice back then. Still is.
Yeah. But the reason I tell people, I say 18 is my birthday, and then 24. I don't remember what I say, but I just 4-5. I just say it's like the number of my favorite anime or some shit like that. I just make up something, and people.
Up.
Yeah, and people are just like, oh, it makes sense now. I memorize them. I'm like, okay, cool. because I don't even memorize it myself.
That's what I should say for 27. 27 is my favorite number. Yeah, so that's my go-to. It's also my lucky number in my experience. You can also follow Ryan's podcast, at least the Great Geek Debate, at Great Geek Debate, all one word. What about your other show? Does it have a Twitter?
If you want to follow it, if you have integrity for me, I recommend you don't listen to that show.
No respect.
You can follow it at the _ Twonks, and I'm warning you now. Don't look at it; it's a piece of shit. I'm just warning you. You will lose all respect from me. But yeah, that's the other show I do. And yeah.
I'm following.
Also, if oh god, oh god.
Oh no! Don't do that. Why? I like it. I like this art.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. People who I have working on it, they're actually in the Rooster Teeth fandom, so they're pretty good at drawing. So.
Oh, you have people.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I didn't even have to pay for artwork like I did with the Great Geek Debate. So, it was pretty good.
Great Geek Debate artwork is amazing, by the way.
Yeah, I only paid literally $10 for it to get the files and the artwork. I got on Fiverr.com.
We're gonna talk later. Because I'm currently developing Logo 6.0 for Irrational Passion, so yeah, I could use some help. You can leave us a voicemail at 404-590-1337. Nabeshin, you got to.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, I was not paying attention. Oh,
just like Evan. Because it is. Standing long distance fees do apply, though. God damn it! No one's ever fucking paying attention during the voicemail part. I
still laugh at the time I did the but it's not.
But it's not. We also live stream weekly over twitch.tv/Rational Passions. Greg has been holding down the fort for me this past week, but I'm gonna get back into it this week. I'm sorry about that, guys. Some other stuff, please rate and review us on iTunes. That helps us out a great deal. Go to retroids.com.
Gamer Die coming back?
Yeah, Gamer Die is coming back, man. Go to retroids.com, join the forums there, and start a conversation there, just not about Xbox One. Follow our show on Twitter at IrrationalPod, all one word, and follow our little sister show at MaliciousPod. And tell your friends, because word of mouth is the best way to spread the love.
I also like to say we're going to get back into things with Persona 4 commentary. It's just been really weeks off the past couple of weeks for us because we've all been busy and various other things. So hopefully we'll get back into it eventually. So sorry about that for people who are waiting for it.
We all have varying schedules, and trying to find a good day for all of us has been very difficult.
Yes.
Thank you for saying something. Also, we're going to start talking about it now. Extra Life, which we do every year, is November 2nd this year. It is 25 hours of video games this year, as opposed to 24. So get ready for that.
What?
We are going to have 25.
Who added an hour?
They did it at PAX
Why'd they change it?
I don't know. They did 5. 1 more hour means more money for charity. I'm like, no! It's more hours for me to get brain damage. So all 6 of us.
It did not need Extra Life to change that.
All 6 of us are going to be here this year, so we're going to be together. It's going to be 25 hours of streaming and possibly degradation of our brains. So who knows what's going to happen with that. So November 2nd, it is a Saturday. Clear your schedules, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. the next day. Whew. And other than that, check out our website, irrationalpassions.com. Ryan, if they haven't already followed and fell in love with you, where can they find and hear more of you? Where can they find Great Geek Debate, Twonks? Let me know.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave the Twonks out. Okay. But the Great Geek Debate, you could follow us go on iTunes. That's probably the best place to check us out, or on Stitcher Radio. Just go on there and search the Great Geek Debate. You could also go to greatgeekdebate.com /any number, and that will take you to the show notes for that episode. We're up to episode either 11 or 12. No,
okay.
11 or 12. I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Spencer knows. But we're up to that episode. So slash that by any episode. It'll take you there. And also, if you just go to greatgeekdebate.com straight, it'll just take you to the basic iTunes page where you can see our episodes on the web or whatever. If you go to greatgeekdebate.com/RSS, you can subscribe to the RSS feed directly on there if you don't have an iPod or whatever, an iPhone or whatever people have. And definitely follow us on Twitter. That's probably the best place you can follow us, because that's where we send all our updates. You can follow us there at Great Debate, at Great I can't talk.
At Great Words.
Yeah.
GreatGeekDebate.com.
Yeah,
at Great,
but that's
at
about
Great
it.
Geek Debate. Yeah, I gotcha.
And also, probably Spencer's gonna kill me if I don't mention his Twitter. Oh shoot! I'm sorry, Spencer. I don't remember your Twitter. I'm not gonna look it up now.
That's
I think
a great Twitter name.
Oh God, I don't remember your Twitter. Oh, how did I forget his Twitter name? It's the Geek Intel. Oh, it's the Geek Intel. One of the two. You guys will figure it out.
I think it's Geek Intel. Not positive. We had a conversation like a week ago or something, completely over my head. I forgot. He says on the chats, on the comment things, he says, "I'm still here. Aha, good show tonight. I'm going to download it to catch the first hour that I missed." Good, man. Appreciate it. You should listen, Spencer. I compel you. But yeah, Great Geek Debate. I love that you guys let people access the Google Docs after the fact. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, they can also comment on there too.
Yeah, I don't know what wizard magic
that is, but
you guys are doing with that, but it's fucking dope. And it's a cool way to keep up with the show.
We were actually originally thinking of like having it to be, they can go on there and they can edit it, but then we're like, people are just gonna edit it and put like, oh, we like dicks or something weird, because we already do that ourselves.
It's true. People will do that.
Yeah.
I think I tossed around before Nabeshin, this is before you joined. We tossed around the idea of having a because other podcasts have done this. You put the Google Doc link out there and just tell the fans and listeners to write the format for the show, and we'll do whatever they want. We tossed around that idea. I said, I do not want to do a dicks show. So I understand that.
Yeah.
Cool. So check out the Great Geek Debate. Seriously, they have my humble endorsement. It's a good show. That's it for the show. Thank you, Ryan, so much for coming on. It's been a good show.
Absolutely no problem. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. You're welcome anytime. So just hit me up if you're like, man, I need some irrationality in my life. We definitely do not have enough guests on. I'm trying to get better with that, guys. And thank you, Nabeshin.
We've been doing it constantly lately.
Yeah, right. I've gotten a lot better about it. Nabeshin. Oh, I had something written. God damn it! Where did I put it? It was something. Fuck. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna bullshit this because I forgot.
If I took a trip to San Francisco, it took the whole weekend to hang out with
fuck
Rick
that.
Miller.
No. I had something good. Like, all right, so Ryan Reynolds shows up at your door, right? Sorry for the Ryan confusion. Ryan Reynolds shows up at your door. He's like, "Yo, son, I'm gonna kill you so you can be in the RIPD." So you're in the RIPD now, and you're with like, some guy from the Old West. And the Old Western dude, for some odd reason, has no idea who you are, even though you're his partner. And you guys are going on through and killing aliens. But upon coming up to one alien, he stabs your partner in the chest and says, "This is for my family," and looks at you and says, "Nabeshin, fill me with questions that answer my deepest, darkest desires."
You wrote all that down?
Nope. That was bullshit. I had something a little bit better that was written down, but I don't know where I put it.
Aw, shame.
and my phone is dead, so I can't play music. But
oh, you bastard!
I know. I'm sorry.
I
I had to tell Damien to be quiet. Killed my phone. So, what's your question?
All right. Being at work, I think of random stuff. And I was thinking about like, we just got finished seeing Pacific Rim, and like it's literally been like probably one of the best type of movies that I've been to. Like it was the best like actually being in a theater, being in a movie theater experience for me in like the longest time.
Yeah.
but like I was just thinking about what was my first time being in movie theater. Like, what movies did I see when I was actually in a theater when I was younger? So there's a question for you. Like, what were the first movies you remember seeing in a theater?
I can tell you, the first movie that I remember seeing in the theater, because I was finally old enough, because my parents didn't want to take me to the theater when I was too young, but I was really excited because my dad like hyped it up a ton, because it was his favorite movie of all time. I think it still is. And it was Star Wars Episode 5.
When it came back to theaters?
Yeah, when it came back to theaters.
Yeah.
And my dad, like, he showed me the VHS, and he's like, we're going to go see this movie. I'm like, but we already have it on VHS. It's like, wait till you see it in theaters. And it was amazing. I love that movie. It's my favorite Star Wars movie. And, yeah, it was great. And my dad was so excited. It was just me and him. That was our father-son bonding time back in the day, so I loved it. So, yeah, that was one of those early ones for me.
Movies I remember, like one movie I always remember is like being with my parents and all, cause like surprise, but I'm a black person with a black family, and we went to go see my parents took me to see Boomerang with Eddie Murphy in it. I don't know if anybody ever seen that movie. It's a really old movie.
That fucking movie.
And that's a raunchy movie to take. Like, I don't know, probably like a 6-year-old or something like this.
What?
Yeah. My parents like they really wanted to see it. So I went with them to see that movie. Probably getting some hot in that movie. She probably getting my first boner. I don't fucking know, but that movie was like insane to watch in the version. That's the first time I saw Chris Rock too. Like, who's that annoying guy? And then like I'm here 20 years later. Who is that annoying guy? But whatever. Yeah, that guy. Like other movies, like I know I've seen like up from like The Little Mermaid and up. Like I've seen like every movie. Every Disney movie from like from there to like probably Hercules, probably the last one I saw in like years. Like constantly, just like I've seen like every Disney movie up to that point. Little Mermaid came out in '89, so I was probably 3 at the time. So I don't really remember seeing that in theaters. The one I actually remember seeing in theater was like either Aladdin or Beauty and the Beast. I know I definitely saw Beauty.
Do you remember seeing Mulan?
That was an amazing experience.
I remember seeing Mulan.
Yeah, I remember seeing Mulan. Mulan was like came out like what 1999 or something like that.
Yeah, that was a late '90s.
Or 90. Yeah, I went to see that movie in theaters. Yeah, I wanted to see that movie. That movie was fantastic.
That movie's great.
Yeah, but what about you, Ryan?
Let's see. The first movie I remember seeing as a young person, and this is probably gonna sound like, oh, I remember that. I was like 7 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Pilgrim versus the World.
I'm not that young. I mean, I'm not that old. Wait,
I don't know anymore. I don't know.
It's late. It's late. Okay, but the first movie I remember seeing is Spy Kids. Not sure which one, but I always remember it was Spy Kids.
Oh, wow.
It was the time when it was like that crappy 3D.
Yeah, Spy
like
Kids.
The really
Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah, it was like the worst experience ever, and it was like it hurt your eyes, and it was like the red and blue 3DS. I'm like, oh my god, it was so bad.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl. What?
Right. No, I remember dragging my mom to see Spy Kids 3D with me. She hated me so much. Not as much as when I dragged my dad to see Nacho Libre with me. Oh, he was so not happy that day. Oh. But yeah. There you go. That's a good one. Spy Kids 3D. Oh. Did you ever see Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Probably did. Don't remember it.
I never saw that. Still haven't.
It has Jacob in it, man.
I know. Taylor Lautner rocking his mad child baby abs. Oh, God. All right, cool, man. Thanks, Nabeshin, for the amazing question as per usual, and thanks, Ryan, for joining us this week. It's been a good time.
Absolutely no problem. I really enjoyed being on the show.
Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time. I wish more people could have been here, but it's weird. People are weird.
Come back again. This is super fun.
Yeah. Nabeshin loves having more black people on the show, so. Sorry,
is this like
you white people?
Is this like the ceiling cap? Is it like the most that's ever been on before at once?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I think it is actually.
like before Nabeshin is on, we had our friend Robbie on, and that was it. And then Nabeshin, and now here we are. Had a Nabeshin called in for Black Up. Thank you guys for listening so much. Thank you, Danny, for the amazing music that you put at the front and end of our show. Obviously, if you heard the song, our music break this week for Break 2 was Danny Wiesner's Go Beyond, which is an incredible song. I highly recommend you listen to or watch the music video for that, because it has a whole bunch of Podcast Beyond references in it, and a whole just bunch of PlayStation references in it. And it's animated and Nolan North. And it's animated by Panda Musk, so there you go. So that's awesome. So Go Beyond by Danny Wiesner, thank you, and he'll throw us out with The World is Saved, as per usual. Thank you guys for listening. This has been Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 138. Play your games, stay irrational. I'll talk to you guys next week. Don't stop recording, Ryan. Keep this audio hot and fresh.
And now we got titles with special guest star Tony Horvath.
Oh yeah, about that. He's playing.
I had to kick Nabeshin off the show, guys. Sorry.
Oh, what's up, Tony? All right, read us some
How
titles.
you doing? All right. Titles this week are Black Guy Corner,
Okay.
Irrational Passions 2, the sequel podcast. I got 99 Pokey, but Amon ain't one. We're talking about lockers. The City of Gay. Yeah, I get the joke. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Join me on Pinterest. What's quacking? You're moving up in the world, kid. One ill family. Aces High moment. Shark Boy and Lava Girl. And the call for Black Up.
There you go. Thank you, Tony.
I had to help you swing the show back in the favor of white people for a moment.
yeah. Thank you for bringing
Yeah.
our white quota back up.
You're welcome. And now I've made my mandatory 1 in 10 shows appearance, so I'll hand it back to Nabeshin.
Yep. So peace. I'm all for what's quacking. Except we should.
I like what's quacking.
We should spell it like that.
Sure, I'm good with what's whack.
That's such a good one. You have to say it, Nabeshin.
Sure.
Ryan, do you think you could do me a favor?
Yeah. What?
Do you think you could say this is Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 138?
Oh yeah, sure.
All right, go for it whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 138.
What's quacking?
And that's how we make magic! All right, you guys can stop recording now.
Stop recording.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna let Tony play some Saints Row the Third, since that's what he wants to do.
All right, cool.
But rating you, Ryan. Hope we can talk more.
Yep, definitely.
Yep.
Quick question about how I saved this. What do you want it to be saved as?
So waves are way too big to send. So
That's
try and
true.
save it as like a 128 kbs MP3.
Okay, no problem.
And then you can share it with me via Google Drive. Sound good?
Yep.
Because you have my Gmail, so you can just send it to me that. I would love it if I had it by Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
And save it as like Ryan.138.
Yeah. All right.
No
No
sound
problem.
good? But yeah, seriously, man, it was awesome having